Hello and welcome to Mastermind at the Middlesex Polytechnic. And we are again at Trent Park in North London, where some 1,400 students are earnestly pursuing a wide range of degree and diploma courses, particularly in education and the performing arts. And our four contenders tonight in this halfway heat of Mastermind 1981 are a bank employee from Cambridge, a research student from Walton-on-the-Naze, a teacher from Bromley in Kent, and a financial consultant from London. And their specialised subjects are the French Revolution, the life and career of Sarah Siddons, the reign of King Gustavus Adolphus, and the works of William Shakespeare. So let's start right away, and may I have the first contender, please? Your name, please?
John Withrington.
Occupation?
Bank employee.
And your chosen specialised subject?
The French Revolution.
Mr. Withrington, you have 2 minutes on the French Revolution, starting now. What was the title of the pamphlet the Abbé Sieyès published in January 1789?
Qu'est-ce que c'est les tiers états?
Correct. On the 17th of June 1789, what was the first revolutionary act of the Third Estate of the States General?
Proclamation of the National Assembly.
Correct. In July 1789, who became the commander of the newly formed National Guard of Paris?
Lafayette.
Correct. Why were the revolutionaries of the streets called sans-culottes?
Because they did not wear the breeches of the upper classes.
Correct. On the night of 4th August 1789, what did the nobles and clergy agree to do?
Abolish all feudal rights and dues.
Correct. Who wrote the tract Reflections on the French Revolution, in which he described the proceedings of the National Assembly as a profane burlesque?
Burke.
Correct. In the so-called Tennis Court Oath of 1789, what did the members of the Third Estate swear to do?
Not to disband until a constitution had been formed.
What was the name of the first radical political club formed by members of the National Assembly at Versailles?
The Breton, later Jacobin Club.
Correct, the Breton Club at first. Which member of the Committee of Public Safety was known as the Organizer of Victory?
Carnot.
Correct. In which month of the revolutionary calendar was Robespierre overthrown?
Thermidor.
Correct. What was the nickname given to the left-wing, mainly Jacobin members of the convention?
Girondin.
No, the Mountain or Montagnard. What was the name of the club that was formed in July 1791 by moderate members of the Jacobin Club in protest against a petition to dethrone the king?
The Feuillants.
Correct. What excuse did Charlotte Corday use to get an audience with Jean-Paul Marat when she assassinated him in July 1793?
To reveal plots from the deputies of Caen.
Correct. What was the name of the region that was the centre of the anti-revolutionary rising in 1793?
La Vendée.
Correct. What was the name of the tract in which Edmund Burke was accused, with respect to the French monarchy, of having pitied the plumage but forgotten the dying bird?
Pass.
Who was the revolutionary politician, editor of Patriote Français, who pressed most actively for war with Austria and Prussia in the spring of 1792?
Rousseau.
Correct. In what battle was the Allied invasion of France stopped in September 1792?
Valmy.
Correct. Which French general, having conquered most of the Austrian Netherlands, defected to the Austrians?
Dumouriez.
Dumouriez is correct. And at the end of that round, Mr. Withrington, you have scored 16 points. You passed on just one. The name of the tract in which Burke was accused with respect to the French monarchy of having pitied the plumage but forgotten a dying bird was Thomas Paine's Rights of Man, and Paine, of course, fled to France thereafter. Mr. Withrington, thank you very much. And our second contender, please. Your name, please.
Iris Henson.
Occupation?
Research student.
Your chosen specialised subject.
Life and career of Sarah Siddons.
Miss Henson, you have 2 minutes on the life and career of Sarah Siddons, starting now. What was the name of the public house in which Sarah Siddons was born in July 1755?
The Shoulder of Mutton.
Correct. What was a curious feature of the religious upbringing of Sarah and her brothers and sisters?
Sarah was brought up as a Protestant and the boys as Catholics.
Correct. During her first London season in 1775-6, Mrs. Siddons played opposite Garrick in one Shakespeare play. Which was it?
Richard III.
Correct. In the play Jane Shore, Siddons first appeared in the title role. Which character in the same play did she act 4 years later?
Pass.
For what alleged reason was Mrs. Siddons booed off the stage of Drury Lane in 1784?
Her meanness in appearing to other actors' benefits.
Correct. In 1789, who was the manager of the York, Leeds and Hull theatres who was pleased to book her as a never-failing magnet?
Kate Wilkinson.
Correct. Of which role, played by Sarah in 1799, did her brother John Philip Kemble say that she had made a heroine out of a soldier's trowel?
Elvira in
Correct.
Pizarro.
Who was the actor whose popularity in 1804 was one of the reasons for Mrs. Siddons withdrawing for a time from the Covent Garden stage?
Master Betty.
Correct. In 1798, Mrs. Siddons begged Tate Wilkinson to allow his daughter Patty to come on a visit. What proved to be remarkable about the visit?
She made her an adopted daughter.
No, it's really that it lasted for 33 years. What was Sarah's role on the great night of her triumph at Drury Lane on the 10th of October 1782?
Isabella.
Correct. Which future president of the Royal Academy sought the affections of Sarah's two eldest daughters and allegedly of Sarah herself?
Thomas Lawrence.
Correct. In London in 1783, Mrs. Siddons played two Shakespearean roles. Which one did she play at the request of George III, who wanted to see her act with her brother?
Queen Catherine.
No, Constance and King John. After Sarah had separated from her husband, what was the little country house she took in the Paddington area in 1805?
Westbourne Farm.
Correct. What was a play by Fanny Burney, performed in 1795, in which Sarah's tragic death scene was greeted with roars of laughter?
Edwy and Elgiva.
Correct. Sarah shocked London in 1798 when she played an unfaithful countess in The Stranger, who was a German author of the original play.
Kotzebue.
Correct. When Sarah played her famous role of Mrs. Beverley in The Gamester at Newcastle near the end of her career, which teenage actor played her husband? You may
Macready.
answer. Macready, William Charles Macready is right. And at the end of that round, Miss Henson, you have scored 13 points. You passed on one in the play Jane Shore. Sarah Siddons first appeared in the title role, but 4 years later, in the same play, she took the role of Alicia, the mistress of Lord Hastings. Miss Henson, thank you very much. Our third contender, please. Your name, please.
Gerard Murray,
Occupation.
teacher,
And your chosen specialised subject.
the reign of Gustavus Adolphus.
Mr. Murray, you have 2 minutes on the reign of King Gustavus Adolphus, starting now. What statesman was responsible for imposing the accession charter of 1611 on the young king?
Oxenstierna,
Correct. Name the Swedish port granted a charter by Gustavus in 1621, which became a largely Dutch-dominated settlement.
Göteborg,
Correct. Which foreign statesman initiated the Truce of Altmark?
Richelieu,
Correct. Gustavus frequently consulted a celebrated treatise on international law, De Jure Belli et Pacis. Who was the author?
Grotius,
Correct. Which king acted as mediator to end the Kalmar War between Sweden and Denmark in 1613?
James I,
Correct. The Statute of Örebro, passed in 1617, has been described as a savage law of treasons. Against whom was it aimed?
Roman Catholics,
Correct. In 1629, Gustavus appointed his boyhood tutor as the first Governor-General of conquered Livonia. Who was he?
Skite,
Correct. Which university did Gustavus assist by bestowing on it the so-called Gustavian hereditary domains?
Uppsala,
Is correct. What was a maritime disaster in 1628 that impaired Gustavus's plans for turning Sweden into a big ship naval power?
Pass,
Who was the Dutch armaments tycoon who helped Gustavus to mount his invasion of Germany in 1630?
De Geer,
Correct. Where in Pomerania did Gustavus and his army disembark for the invasion of Germany in the summer of 1630?
Peenemünde,
Correct. Who was the enemy commander defeated by Gustavus at Breitenfeld in 1631?
Tilly,
Correct. What Latin name was given to the document drawn up in April 1631 when Gustavus suggested a German Protestant confederation?
the Norma Actionem Futurorum.
Correct. What decisive action did Gustavus take to induce the Elector of Brandenburg to join the Protestant cause on June the 21st, 1631?
He confronted him.
How?
He went to Berlin.
I won't accept that. He trained his cannon on the palace in Berlin. A treaty was signed in 1631 by which France offered a subsidy to enable Sweden to go to war to relieve the oppressed states of the Holy Roman Empire. What was the name of the treaty?
Barvelta,
Correct. In 1632, who was the bridegroom Gustavus wanted for his 5-year-old daughter Christina in order to establish a Protestant dynasty?
Frederick William of Prussia.
Correct. 7 months before Lutzen, Gustavus's horse was killed under him while the king was besieging a fortified town. Which Bavarian town was this? And you may answer.
Ingolstadt,
Is correct. And at the end of that round, Mr. Murray, you have scored 15 points. You passed on one. The maritime disaster in 1628, which impaired his plans for turning Sweden into a big ship naval power, was when the warship Vasa turned turtle during manoeuvres. Thank you very much, Mr. Murray. And our fourth contender, please. Your name, please.
Thomas Dyer,
Occupation.
financial consultant,
Your chosen specialised subject.
The works of William Shakespeare.
Mr. Dyer, you have 2 minutes on the works of William Shakespeare. Starting now, to whom does Hamlet offer the advice, get thee to a nunnery, or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool?
Ophelia.
Correct. In Measure for Measure, what is the occupation of Abhorsen, which he prefers to call a mystery?
Executioner.
Correct. Who is a cutpurse who confesses that he's a snapper-up of unconsidered trifles?
Autolycus.
Correct. Who, in the assumed role of Tom of Bedlam, says he swallows the old rat and the ditch dog?
Edgar.
Correct. A comedy of errors results from confusion of the identity of 2 pairs of twins. The masters are named Antipholus. What's the name of their servants?
Romeo.
Correct. According to Enobarbus and Antony and Cleopatra, what was Cleopatra doing when Antony first saw her?
And in a barge on the river Siddons.
Correct. Which play, published in 1609, was stated in the preface to the second edition to be a new play, never staled with the stage, never clapper-clawed with the palms of the vulgar?
Pass.
What's the name of the character in Twelfth Night who claims that fools are as like husbands as pilchards are as herrings, a husband is a bigger?
Feste.
Correct. When Richard III called for a horse at Bosworth Field, which of the 3 sycophants, the cat, the rat, and Lovell, our dog, offered to get him one?
Lovell.
No, it was Sir William Catesby, the cat. In Measure for Measure, what excuse does Bernardine, the prisoner, give for delaying his execution?
He's drunk.
Correct, had a hangover. In The Merry Wives of Windsor, Slender boasts that he has seen Sackerson loose 20 times. Who or what was Sackerson?
Bear.
Correct. What play is brought to an end by the winter song, when icicles hang by the wall and Dick the shepherd blows his nail?
Love's Labour's Lost.
Correct. To whom is Venus and Adonis dedicated?
The Earl of Southampton.
Correct. Which of the plays has only 2 women named in the dramatis personae who have fewer than a dozen lines to speak in all?
Pass.
In Two Gentlemen of Verona, who is the master of Crab, the sourest-natured dog that lives?
Launce.
Correct. In Henry V, Bardolph is condemned to the gallows. What's his more agreeable fate in The Merry Wives of Windsor?
He's made a tapster.
Correct. In Cymbeline, what name is adopted by the banished Lord Belerius when he seeks refuge in a Welsh cave?
Pass.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern carried sealed orders commissioning Hamlet's death. How did the prince escape death?
Well, he stole the packet and altered it to say that later we put it there.
Correct.
Instead.
In The Tempest, what was the name of the witch, Caliban's mother, who imprisoned Ariel in a cloven pine for a dozen years?
Sycorax.
Sycorax is right. And at the end of that round, Mr. Dyer, you have scored 15 points. You pass on 3. The play published in 1609, in which it was stated in the preface to the second edition that it was a new play, never staled with the stage, never clapper-clawed with the palms of the vulgar, was Troilus and Cressida. And the play, which has only 2 women named in the dramatis personae, who have fewer than a dozen lines to speak in all, is Timon of Athens. And the name in Cymbeline, adopted by the banished Lord Belerius when he seeks refuge in a Welsh cave, is Morgan. Mr. Dyer, thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of the first round of specialised questions, and a very close round it has been. If we look at the scoreboard, we'll see that in 4th place on 13, we have Miss Iris Henson. In joint 2nd place on 15, we have Gerard Murray and Thomas Dyer. But the leader after this first round by 1 point on 16 is bank employee John Withrington. Now to the second round of general knowledge questions with very little separating them. And can we have the first contender again, please? Bank employee working in London, comes from Cambridge, where he took a BA in English. John Withrington, in the lead with 16 points on the French Revolution. Your general knowledge question starting now. The Hobbits are little people in books by which writer?
Tolkien.
Correct. By what name is the Decalogue better known?
Pass.
What name is given to the Italian paramilitary police?
Carabinieri.
Correct. At which school was the fictional hero Billy Bunter a pupil?
Greyfriars.
Correct. The recent film Chariots of Fire is about 2 British Olympic champions of the 1920s. Name one of them.
Pass.
From what did the Fleet Street in London derive its name?
The River Fleet.
Correct. When I'm Laid in Earth is a lament at the end of which opera by Purcell?
Pass.
If you were on a flight whose number was prefixed by the letters EI, on which airline would you be travelling?
Ireland. Aer Lingus.
Correct. What kind of animal is a pygmy marmoset?
Shrew.
No, it's a monkey. In which imaginary kingdom did Anthony Hope set his novels The Prisoner of Zenda and Rupert of Hentzau?
Ruritania.
Correct. Thomas Cranmer was Archbishop of Canterbury from 1533 to 1556. In whose reign was he condemned as a heretic and burned at the stake?
Henry VIII.
No, Mary Tudor. In Italy, they're known as autostrade. In Spain, they're autopistas. What are they called in Germany?
Pass.
According to Proverbs in the Old Testament, to which insect should the sluggard go and consider her ways and be wise?
Snail.
No, the ant. 4 rivers flow into the Wash. The Witham and the Welland are 2 of them. Name one of the others.
Pass.
One of Chaucer's Canterbury pilgrims was a tapisser. What was a tapisser?
Weaver.
I can't accept it. It's a maker of tapestry. Charles II founded the Royal Observatory at Greenwich. Whom did he appoint as the first astronomer royal?
Herschel.
No, Flamsteed. At the top of a piece of music, the initials MM sometimes appear, followed by a crotchet and a number. What do the letters MM stand for?
Minim.
No, it's Melzel's metronome. President Ziaur Rahman was assassinated in May of this year. Of which country was he president?
Bangladesh.
Correct. The Madder Market Theatre is a reconstruction of an Elizabethan theatre in which city?
London.
No, it's Norwich. In a volcano, what is the name for the molten rock material which, when it reaches the Earth's surface, becomes lava?
Magma.
Correct. And at the end of that round, Mr. Withrington, your score has gone up to 24 points. You pass on 5. The Decalogue is better known as the 10 Commandments, and in the film Chariots of Fire, the 2 athletic stars, Olympic stars, were Harold Abrahams and Eric Liddell. When I'm laid in earth, there's a lament at the end of Purcell's opera Dido and Aeneas. In Italy, they're known as autostrade. In Spain, they're autopistas. In Germany, they're autobahns. Here, they're motorways. And of the 4 rivers that flow into the Wash, I gave you the Witham and the Welland. The other 2 are the Great Ouse and the Nene or Nen. Mr. Withrington, thank you very much. And our second contender again, please. Research student in theatre studies from Walton on the Naze in Essex, near Wrington, Miss Iris Henson. Lying in 4th place on 13 with the life and career of Sarah Siddons. Your target to beat is 24. Your general knowledge question starting. Now, who was President of the United States during the American Civil War?
Lincoln.
Correct. Who presides over the Lambeth Conferences, normally held every 10 years?
The Archbishop of Canterbury.
Correct. Who wrote the series of books known as the Barsetshire novels?
Anthony Trollope.
Correct. What name is given to the kind of knitting done with a small hook instead of a pair of needles?
Crochet.
Correct. What is the Christian name by which the 17th century Dutch painter whose family name was Van Rijn now known?
Rembrandt.
Correct. Who composed the musical Cats, which is based on the work by T.S. Eliot?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Correct. Great Yarmouth and Norfolk is at the mouth of the combined waters of the Bure, the Waveney, and which other river?
The Yare.
Correct. Which English poet, engraver, and artist wrote and illustrated songs of innocence and songs of experience?
Blake.
Correct. The King of Barataria is the alternative title of which Gilbert and Sullivan operetta?
Gondoliers.
Correct. According to St. Matthew, Jesus said, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than...
John the Baptist.
Is correct. In 1752, why were the 3rd to the 13th of September omitted from the British calendar?
Because of the change in the calendar.
To the Gregorian, correct. After what feature of its spectrum was the metal indium named?
Indigo.
Correct. Who was the author of the Greek satirical comedies Birds and Frogs?
Aristophanes.
Correct. Earlier this year, the Royal Ballet Company produced a new ballet choreographed by Kenneth Macmillan based on the life of which American dancer?
Isadora Duncan.
Correct. What is depicted upon a stained glass window called a Jesse window?
It's the stem of Jesse.
To...
Pass, isn't it?
I think I'll accept that. It's a descent of Christ from Jesse. Which king wrote a counterblast to tobacco?
James I.
Correct. In the world of antiques, what is a chatelaine?
It's a hussif, a housewife.
No, it is in fact a hook worn by a housewife at her waist for keys. What is the better known name of the bird called Aquila chrysaetus?
Pass.
What was the invention of Joseph Marie Jacquard that bears his name?
A Jacquard loom.
Correct. Which Chancellor of the Exchequer introduced premium saving bonds in his budget of April 1956?
Pass.
The first wife of Napoleon was the Empress Josephine. Who was his second wife?
Pass.
And you may answer.
I've already passed.
And at the end of that round, Miss Henson, you have scored 30 points. You pass on 3. The better-known name of the bird called Aquila chrysaetus is the golden eagle. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, who introduced premium saving bonds in his budget of April 1956, was Harold Macmillan, and the second wife of Napoleon was Marie-Louise of Austria. Miss Henson, thank you very much. And our third contender again, please. Teacher of history at St Austin's Boys' School in Bromley. Gerard Murray, lying in second place with 15 on the reign of King Gustavus Adolphus. Your target to beat is 30. Your general knowledge question starting now. Which French novelist created the fictional character of the Count of Monte Cristo?
Dumas.
Correct. The Laughing Cavalier is a well-known portrait by which artist?
Howells.
Correct. The Irish Sweeps Derby is run on a famous racecourse in County Kildare. What's it called?
Curragh.
Correct. Who was the originator of the British postal system's penny post?
Rowland Hill.
Correct. The fortified Alhambra Palace is situated on a hillside above which Spanish city?
Granada.
Correct. Who was the illegitimate son of Charles II who led an unsuccessful uprising against James II?
Monmouth.
Correct. Why is the hymn of the Virgin Mary, which is used as a canticle, known as the Magnificat?
It's the opening words.
Correct. The author of the so-called Aldwych farces died in December last year. Who was he?
Ben Travers.
Correct. In March 1936, Hitler ordered troops into a demilitarized zone in violation of the Versailles and Locarno treaties. Which zone?
Rhineland.
Correct. In the pack of playing cards of traditional design, only one of the kings is shown in profile. Which one?
Hearts.
No, it's diamonds. Of which musical instrument is Ossian Ellis a virtuoso?
Harp.
Correct. Washington Irving's Rip Van Winkle slept for 20 years. What major political upheaval did he miss altogether?
The Civil War.
No, it was the War of American Independence. There are two types of telescopes used in optical astronomy. One type is a refractor. What's the other?
Reflecting.
Correct. The Black Friars are more commonly known by a name derived from that of their founder. What name is that?
Benedictines.
No, Dominicans. Which great river rises in the Kailas range of the Himalayas, flows through Kashmir, and enters the Arabian Sea by a broad delta?
Ganges.
No, the Indus. Who wrote the collection of light verse entitled The Bad Child's Book of Beasts and Cautionary Tales?
Anderson.
No, Hilaire Belloc. Britain has two commissioners at the European Communities Commission. Name one of them.
Tugendhat.
Correct. Why do archaeologists check the fluorine content of bones found on a site?
Age.
Correct. In Greek mythology, in the Straits of Messina, sailors had to pass between Scylla and Charybdis. Scylla was a monster who devoured sailors. What did Charybdis do?
Spat them out again.
No, she was a whirlpool. Who was the ruler who corresponded frequently with Voltaire and lived in a palace called Sans Souci?
Frederick the Great.
Correct. Who composed the music for the opera Jewels of the Madonna? And you may answer.
Berlioz.
No, it was Ermanno Wolf-Ferrari. And at the end of that round, Mr. Murray, you have scored 29 points and no passes. Thank you very much. And our fourth contender again, please. A financial consultant in London and a former brain of Britain from 1976. Comes from Bristol. Thomas Dyer, second place with 15 points in the works of William Shakespeare after the first round. The target you're aiming at is 30, 31 to win, and your general knowledge is starting now. In 1916, a battle took place known in Germany as the Battle of the Skagerrak. By what name is this battle usually known in this country?
Scotland.
Correct. What's the name of the Spanish town, the destruction of which by German bombing in 1937 inspired a painting by Picasso?
Guernica.
Correct. By what name did the movement led by William Booth called the East London Christian Mission become known in 1878?
Salvation Army.
Correct. In the book of Exodus, what was the last of the 10 plagues of Egypt?
Death of the firstborn.
Correct. The Sistine Chapel in the Vatican Palace was begun in 1473. For which pope was it built?
Pass.
Who is the actor who played the leading male role in the 1951 film A Streetcar Named Desire?
Marlon Brando.
Correct. In May of this year, a series of 4 stamps depicting British butterflies was issued. Name one of the butterflies
Peacock.
illustrated.
Sorry. Peacock.
Is correct. What is the name of the popular card game which in Spanish means basket?
Pelota.
No, it's canasta. What is the name of the actress and director who founded Theatre Workshop in Manchester in 1945 and moved to Theatre Royal Stratford, London in 1953?
Joan Littlewood.
Correct. Which king instituted the decoration for gallantry, which is called the George Cross?
George VI.
Correct. Of which metal is pearl ash, a carbonate?
Calcium.
No, it's potassium. What was the name of the BBC television drama series based on the books of Giovanni Guareschi, which featured the rivalry between a village priest and the communist mayor?
Little World of Don Camillo.
Correct. Stratfield Say House, Reading, is the seat of which duke?
Wellington.
Correct. In November 1980, the alternative service book was published. For which book is it intended as an alternative?
Book of Common Prayer.
Correct. Ownership of Swans on the Thames is shared between the Sovereign and 2 livery companies. Name one of the livery companies.
The Dyers.
Correct. What name is given to the golden age of Roman literature from 44 BC to 17 AD?
The Augustan Age.
Correct. Which island of the Greater Antilles was ceded to the United States by Spain in 1898?
Cuba.
No, Puerto Rico. Which British scientist discovered the electron in 1797 and has been called the father, 1897 has been called the father of modern physics?
Pass.
Who was a French composer born in Strasbourg who is known for his Skater's Waltz?
Balticle.
Correct. What's the name of the Royal Navy's new anti-submarine warfare carrier first commissioned in June 1980?
Vindictive.
No, Invincible. Which 19th century writer, sometimes known as the Sage of Chelsea, lived for many years in Cheney Row where his house is now a museum?
Pass.
You may answer.
Oh, dear.
No, I must accept your pass. And at the end of that round, Mr. Dyer, you have scored 29 points.
Okay.
You pass on 3. The Sistine Chapel in the Vatican Palace, which was begun in 1473, was built for Pope Sixtus IV. The British scientist who discovered the electron in 1897, I hope my stumble didn't put you off, has been called the father of modern physics, was Sir Joseph Thomson. And the 19th century writer, sometimes known as the Sage of Chelsea, lived in Cheney Row, his house is now a museum, was
Carlyle?
Thomas Carlyle. Too late, you got it. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Thomas Dyer. Well, a tremendous battle there in that second round. And if we look at the scoreboard, we'll see that in 4th place with 24 points is John Withrington. In joint 2nd place on 29 points, we have Gerard Murray and Thomas Dyer with their late gallops there. But the winner by 1 point this week is a research student in theatre studies, Miss Iris Henson. Well, a tremendous battle, and our congratulations to Miss Henson and indeed to all the contenders in this very exciting heat of Mastermind 1981. That brings us to the end of this week's show. All that remains for me to do is to thank the authorities of the Middlesex Polytechnic for acting as host to Mastermind this week. Next week, we shall be heading west to the Britannia Royal Naval College at Dartmouth. Until then, from Mastermind at the Middlesex Polytechnic, it's goodbye.